Have you ever felt yourself dissolving in someone else's world, so consumed by love that you forget who you are? Alan Watts, the brilliant philosopher who wove Eastern thought into Western minds, believed that true connection doesn't demand sacrifice of self. Today, we'll uncover 5 guiding principles he shared about loving fully without erasing your own spark. Stick around. By the end, you'll know how to merge hearts without losing your center. 1. Embrace loving as a dance, not a merger. Imagine 2 dancers on stage, each moving fluidly, eyes locked, bodies intertwined, yet never fusing into one. Each remains complete, guiding and responding, taking turns leading and following. That's how Alan Watts described love, a dynamic interplay between 2 whole selves rather than a forced blending into one. He once said, "The only way we can understand life is by allowing it to unfold as a dance of opposites, each part distinct and each part essential." In daily life, it's easy to slip into thinking love means merging, we are us or I am part of them, until the edges blur and one identity swallows the other. Watts warned against that. He urged us to see love as a rhythm. Sometimes you step in front, and sometimes you let them take the lead. You don't lose yourself, instead, you learn to respond to each other's signals, celebrate each other's presence, and move in harmony without sacrificing personal boundaries. Consider Sarah and Marcus, 2 friends who fell into a relationship. Early on, Marcus wanted to spend every free moment with Sarah, Friday nights, weekend hikes, even morning coffee runs. Sarah cherished her painting mornings with her art group. Instead of dropping her hobby, she invited Marcus to occasional painting sessions. He joined sometimes but also honored her solo art time. Over time, they found their relationship didn't need them to merge every plan. Marcus realized that when he gave Sarah space to express her creativity, her love for him deepened. She, in turn, learned that his support came from observing her flourish independently. Watts's dance metaphor teaches us that love isn't about erasing the lines between 2 people. It's about a rhythmic give and take, sometimes stepping forward, sometimes harmony in stance, but never losing the integrity of your own movement. In your own life, notice where you lean too heavily and where you pull back, then adjust to create that perfect balance of intimacy and independence. 2. Cultivate inner wholeness before seeking fulfillment in another. Have you ever felt incomplete alone, convinced your partner's presence would fill the void? Watts warned that leaning on another for your sense of self is like expecting waves to control the ocean. He said, "You and I are all as much continuous with the physical universe as a wave is continuous with the ocean, meaning we are already whole. When you seek love to complete you, you risk drowning in dependency." Instead, Watts encouraged cultivating inner wholeness first, knowing yourself intimately, embracing your passions, fears, and talents, so that you bring a full heart into any relationship rather than a gaping hole. That doesn't mean being aloof, it means entering love as a partner, not a project to be fixed. Take the story of Jamie, who bounced from relationship to relationship, hoping each new person would fill her emptiness. She'd embrace their hobbies, attend events she didn't enjoy, and alter her preferences to match theirs. Every time it ended, she felt hollow again. One day, she stumbled on a recording of Watts, "The real reason you go back to your lover is because you can't go back to yourself, you don't know where that is." Those words shifted her perspective. She began exploring things she loved: morning runs, writing poetry, weekend hikes in solitude. Over months, she plumbed her emotional depths and built a life she loved on her own. When she did enter a new relationship, it wasn't born from desperation, but from a place of mutual choice. Her partner now cherishes not just her presence, but the strength she draws from herself. Watts urged us to become self-sustaining. He said the happiest moments are when you realize you don't need anyone to feel complete, because you already are. That foundation allows you to love someone deeply, bringing 2 flourishing individuals into a shared space, without ceding your own vitality. In your own life, ask yourself, what passions and values make my heart sing? How can I nurture those so that when love arrives, it's a celebration of what I already am, not a patch for what I'm not? 3. Recognize love's impermanence and find freedom in it. One of Watts's most provocative lessons: to have a relationship, you've got to acknowledge that relationships, like life itself, are impermanent. He taught that clinging to permanence leads to fear, jealousy, and control, because it's an attempt to hold on to something that by nature must change. Love, he explained, is like water flowing in a river. If you grab too tightly, the current will slip through your fingers. Instead, allow the flow to nourish you, understanding that moments of togetherness are gifts, not ownership. Embracing love's impermanence lets you savor each stage: infatuation, deep connection, occasional distance, without panic when tides turn. Consider Priya and Daniel, who faced a difficult season when Daniel's work required him to relocate. Initially, Priya panicked, fearing the distance would end their bond. She pressed for constant reassurance, daily calls, endless messages, and grew anxious when he couldn't respond. Daniel felt suffocated, and their once effortless connection became strained. Instead of resisting the change, they recalled Watts's metaphor: love isn't a static possession. Priya decided to trust that their bond could stretch, not break. She embraced the new rhythm: weekly video chats, surprise care packages, and solo adventures in her new routine. Meanwhile, Daniel wrote letters when calls were impossible, sharing stories he couldn't tell in quick texts. Over time, they discovered a new depth to their connection, one that didn't rely on physical proximity. They realized that clinging to past forms of love had suffocated them, but accepting impermanence liberated them to evolve together even apart. Their love matured into a freedom that balanced attachment with space. When you face seasons of change, job shifts, relocations, or emerging individual paths, remember Watts's teaching: cherish the moments but don't grasp them. Accept each stage as precious and transient, allowing love to flow freely. In doing so, you preserve your own identity and strengthen your bond through trust rather than fear. 4. Use loving attention as a mirror, not a cage. Have you ever felt scrutinized under the weight of someone's intense gaze, like their love became a spotlight that made you shrink? Watts warned that when love becomes possessive, it turns into a cage. Instead, he encouraged using love as a mirror, reflecting back your best qualities, helping you see your growth, but not confining you to one identity. He once said, "Muddy water is best cleared by leaving it alone." In a relationship, breathing space sometimes clarifies our vision. When love is a mirror, it highlights your potential without demanding a fixed performance. Each time that mirror is raised, you see strengths you might not have recognized and grow beyond your old limitations. Imagine Alex and Jordan, a couple who fell into a pattern of intense fascination. Jordan focused intently on Alex's every move, from the way Alex poured coffee to how they greeted neighbors. At first, Alex felt adored, but over time, the scrutiny felt suffocating. It was as if Jordan celebrated Alex's quirks but didn't allow for any change. Alex stopped experimenting with new styles or pursuing a singing hobby, fearing Jordan's disappointment. They sought guidance from a workshop on Watts's philosophies. Jordan realized that love didn't mean anchoring Alex to their past self. Instead of fixating on Alex's present identity, Jordan began reflecting Alex's growth, praising Alex's new confidence in public speaking, or marveling at how Alex became a morning runner. Jordan's mirror shifted from "I love this person exactly as they are" to "I love who you're becoming in your own journey." Alex felt liberated, exploring new facets of self without fearing loss of Jordan's admiration. Their bond deepened, not by confinement, but by witnessing each other's unfolding potential. Love, when used as a mirror, becomes a force of liberation rather than a cage. Reflect on your own relationships. Do you feel free to change, or do you sense an unspoken pressure to remain the same? By practicing what's mirror approach, celebrating growth without confining identity, you allow love to be a dynamic reflection that empowers both partners to flourish. 5. Cultivate compassionate detachment through playful curiosity. What's often spoke of playfulness as essential to a healthy relationship. He believed that in the game of love, we must be both participants and playful observers. That means entering love with a sense of curiosity and lightness, willing to notice imperfections, yet remaining detached enough not to be controlled by them. Compassionate detachment isn't coldness, it's a balanced state where you care deeply, but don't get lost in anxiety over every small shift. Imagine watching a child play. You remain present, guiding when necessary, but you also allow them to explore, stumble, and laugh. In love, approaching your partner with that same playful curiosity, asking what makes you so passionate about this, or what new idea has captured your attention this week, opens dialogue without turning love into a burden. Consider the example of Leela and Marcus. They'd fallen into a routine where every disagreement over grocery shopping became a major issue. Marcus would fume when Leela chose a brand of cereal he disliked, and Leela felt judged every time she brought home something new. Their arguments felt like battles for control. They discovered Watts's advice: when someone you care about surprises you, respond with playful curiosity instead of judgment. The next time Leela grabbed an unfamiliar cereal, Marcus laughed and said, "All right, you've piqued my curiosity. What makes this cacao crisp so special?" Leela smiled, explaining its taste and health benefits, and Marcus agreed to sample it with an open mind. Their playful banter shifted the energy from conflict to exploration. Similarly, when Marcus decided to join a weekend meditation retreat, something he'd never shown interest in before, Leela asked with gentle curiosity, "How did you even discover that retreat? What's drawing you there?" Instead of resisting, she learned about his motivations and encouraged his growth. That mutual curiosity, combined with compassionate detachment, let them see each other as dynamic individuals. They could love each other's evolving interests without feeling threatened by them. In your own life, cultivate that playful stance. When your partner brings something new or unexpected, greet it with genuine curiosity, ask questions, listen, and perhaps even join in their exploration. That attitude keeps love fresh, respecting each other's freedom to grow without losing the sense of wonder that brought you together. Each of these principles echoes Watts's belief that love thrives when two complete individuals engage in a creative, evolving relationship where freedom and connection coexist. Which of these 5 insights resonated with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's deepen this conversation together. If this video inspired you, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more philosophical gems that illuminate modern life. Hit that bell icon so you never miss a moment of wisdom that can transform your relationships. Thank you for watching. Remember, love isn't about losing yourself, it's about dancing alongside someone else, growing, evolving, and celebrating each moment as it unfolds. Stay curious, stay compassionate, and keep your heart open to life's beautiful dance. Until next time.